Okay, so here what we're doing is painting the island here. So I'm just gonna use the brush here just to cut into these indentures here. And then again, just come into it like that for the edges. Feather up this, that, then use my roller here with a 1/4 inch nap and roll out the flats. You can use a roller for the top edge and this edge here and the bottom. The roller is easier to use on the second coat though. It like sticks better, it won't slide. So we'll put that down there and close this here. Now I still have the back side to do, but we'll wait until that dries here. So we'll do this one here. And again, I took off the knobs here and I pushed the screw in so that the paint won't hit it. Fan these out, and then for the middle you can just use your brush to spread it, and after you have it all spread on, I like to take the brush and work it up into that and then come down, 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 come here, go down, then go up, 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 up. Now take the roller, up, down, up, down, up, down. Get as close in the corner as you could. So that takes care of the outside. Now you can use a roller for the flats here too, but you want to paint the sides though first. So work that in there. And then with the corner, you can use the roller for this, or you can just use the brush and just going into it like that. By doing it like this, you're not going to get any paint on this back side there. So we'll do the top here. This left-hand side. There's a hinge here, so I'm working the tip of the brush in there, on the side right here. And the bottom, I'm going to open this up a little bit, spread the paint out here, and work it onto this underside here. Okay, so we have it like that. And now with my roller here, I'm just gonna roll out these flats here. Now you just want to apply like a little bit of pressure with the roller, or else what happens is it won't spin like it's doing there. So you just want to go lightly like that. Like that. Now if there are any areas where it's still white, you can just go back over it with the roller here. And this is kind of like, it's not, the roller isn't spinning here, so that's why sometimes it's just better, but I got it right there. So I'm just going to do the same thing that I did there to these two. Okay, so we're back here, and we've actually given this overnight to dry out here. So this is dry here. Now you don't really you just want to feel it over, and then just give it probably like a light sand with a very fine sanding pad. But you don't want to use something that's too abrasive because you'll tear off the new coating. Now, since I sanded and prepped this, it's already smooth, so we don't need to do any more prep. So once again, I have my 4" by 1/4" nap roller here, and then I have my 2.5" brush here, and I have my paint in here. So I'm just gonna give this a little dip, and you can see how much that it loads up right there. And we're gonna start up here, and we're just gonna paint this in here. Now you can kind of see how the first coat didn't completely cover, but now this is the second coat, and we want to cover in this coat. So I'm gonna do that there, and then I'm just gonna step up on this bucket here so I can get the top half of this here. And then again, once again, since we're just doing the front, I'm going to use the technique once all the paint is off the brush to come into the top like that. Okay, and that's going to cover it with paint, and I'm going to feather it off there. And once again, it's going to cover it, and it's not going to make a mess of that back side. Okay, so I'm going to feather that off there. And now I'm going to come down here and reload it up there, and work on cutting this in here. Kind of put it right there, drag it down there, and go back up, and feather this down there. Come down to the bottom here. Work that, and I'm going to open the door up, and I still have paint that's on my brush here, so I'm going to come into the bottom here like that, and then I'll come down like that to get that edge there, and then feather that back there. Now we have the left hand side to do here, so I'm working the paint into all these grooves right here and into the corners, and then I bring it out, and right here there's that there's the hinge, so I'm kind of working the bristles as close into that corner as possible there, and the same for down here, and come up like that there. Now once again, I'm gonna flatten out the bristles there so it's straight, and work it into the top and come down, and that's gonna feather off any paint that was there from when I cut in the sides there, and go up like that. Now I'm going to put the brush down here, and with my 4" roller here, I'm going to load this up here. So this has a lot of paint on it, and I don't want to put it in the edges, so I'm going to start in like the middle there, and then work my way and spread the paint out. Okay, so, and now I'm going to work it into the corners here because I don't have a lot of paint that's on the roller here. And just go up and down. And this is going to effectively spread the paint out in a uniform manner that is going to dry with a consistent sheen, so that you don't see any bright spots and then dim spots. Okay, so with the roller with no paint on it now I'm going to use this to roll these sides here. Okay, and again, this is not only going to make it cover better, it's not going to leave a heavy texture because there's no paint on it, and it's a 1/4" roller. And now since I just did that area like that, it's all going to dry with a uniform sheen. Okay, and it's going to cover any spots that I missed with the brush. And I'm also going up over onto this little section here, and that's going to help cover better too, because with the brush it's hard to cover because you have to drag it. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing just like this right here, And again, since this is the second coat, this paint sticks a lot better to the first coat than the first coat stuck to the old previous white, and also with the deglosser on it. So as you can see, that is finished there. So that has, and then just take a look at like the corners, and you can actually take this roller and just go down the corner, and it won't leave a mess on the other edge there. And take a look at the bottoms. But again, we're gonna paint the back sides of these, so that won't be an issue. So I hope that you can see the sheen. Now this is a pearl finish. This is gonna dry, not as bright as you see as it appears right now. It looks like this just because it's wet here. So we're just gonna give this a few hours to dry out, and then we'll be back to paint the inside of that there. So we're just gonna move this setup over here now. So I'm gonna put this down on a piece of plastic. I could put it here, but then it gets in the way of me dipping this in there. So I have my paint in here, and I'm gonna load up like that, so you can see that it only goes up like 3/4 of an inch, because then if you go up any higher, then it starts to get up here, and then it could get all over your hands. So always keep the paint low on the brush here. So I'm going to start here. And with the second coat here, when you brush it on, it doesn't really necessarily have to be perfect, because you're going to go over it again with that roller that's going to fill in any white lines in this case, because the white is peering through the red. You just want to get it on and kind of feather it off so that it's an even coating. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now I'm going to come into the top here. I can't actually see what I'm doing up there, but I'm pretty confident that I'm hitting it and not going over the edge there. And then I'm going to do that to take care of that, and then work it just like that there. And we'll just see what that looks like up there. So now I'm going to paint this side right here, and again I'm going to work and I have a lot of paint there, so I'm going to get rid of it in the middle there, because I know that I'm going to go there next. And then feather it off by going up, and then start in the corner, and then come down and meet in the middle there. So we're going to load up here again. I have too much paint, so I'm going to get rid of it in the middle, and then start down here and just work this across here. Now this bottom one is the easiest one, because I just have full access and I can see what I'm doing here. But if you're painting them on two horses, you won't have that problem, because you can actually see what you're dealing with the whole time. So it's kind of more advantageous to do it on the two horses. Okay, so we're going to feather that off there and feather that back there. Now there's a lot of paint that's still in like the middle there, so I'm going to put this down here. And since there's a lot of paint there, I'm not gonna load up the roller here. Again, this is a 4" by 1/4" nap, so I'm just gonna start in the middle here and kind of just work that in there. Now, if it's gonna take you a while to get to the middle after you do the edges, don't get rid of it in like the middle, because then it'll start to dry. So I'm gonna need more paint here, so I'm gonna reload it there. And again, I'm gonna transfer it in the middle. I'm not gonna put it in the corners, because if you get it in the corners, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna pool up and it's not going to look good. And so once I have it like that, I'll just keep going up and down with it. And come as close to the edge there so that it creates a texture as close to the edge as possible there. Now with no paint on like the roller here, I'm going to use the roller to roll this whole thing here. And again, this is going to take care of any areas that you didn't see it cover. Come down here. And again, this roller is going to guarantee that the whole cabinet face dries to a consistent sheen, which is huge because if you have a kitchen that gets a lot of natural sunlight and the sunlight reflects off of the cabinets, you're not going to want to see areas where the sheen is dull and then it's bright. If you can come over here with the camera just so you can see the sheen from like the side there, and if there are any areas, just quickly just go back into it here. Okay, I'll just go over the whole thing right here again. Turn that over and come as close to the corner as possible. Okay. We're just gonna let this dry out here, and then we'll be back. So we'll see you on the next one.